Let's face it, whether you're just starting out or have been playing since the mod days, there are certain things that every DayZ player hates, and encountering them can be the difference between having a fun experience or over-dramatically screaming Khan into the air. But here I'll go through a list of things players hate in the hopes you tell me what you hate in the comments. If you like the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Well, that's enough DayZ for today. The first thing on the list has to be the most obvious as always. One tap kills from out of nowhere. Easily one of the most frustrating parts of DayZ. No matter how geared you are, how long you've been spawned in, just having the screen randomly go black before you even hear the shot is a kick in the family jewels, or a punch in the jewel box, depending on which instrument you play. I don't know. Either way, next we have combat log. I've never understood this, but it's so common. 1 minute you're in an epic showdown like something out of a spaghetti western. The tension is palpable, you can almost hear the Clint Eastwood soundtrack playing in the background. You've got your sight set, your finger is twitching on the trigger, and you're just about to claim your hard fought victory. You kick in the door and poof, the other player has vanished quicker than Bush did during Katrina. Combat logging is the game equivalent of flipping the board when you're losing at Monopoly. It's the ultimate I'm taking my ball and going home, and it's not in the true spirit of DayZ. DayZ is all about dealing with what comes. You can hide, that's perfectly reasonable, but logging out just to avoid conflict, well, there's a special kind of place in hell for you. It's the room with all the cats. Then we have being raided. You can spend countless hours scavenging for materials, dodging zombies and fending off players just to store all your hard-earned plunder in your makeshift home. Your base is not so much a safe space as it is a safe space. See what I did there? Where you keep all your valuables and swag. But one day you log in and something just isn't right. Walls are smashed down, your stash of cool guns is missing, and even your garden is emptied. There is a little hypocrisy with this one because raiding is just so much fun, but being on the receiving end can sting. Next is server resets. I've done a video on this. Some servers are just reset way too much and it completely ruins immersion, and the worst thing is the frequency of them is not always necessary for that particular server. And it's not just the reset itself, it's the build up, because whenever you see the server will reset in 30 minutes alert on the screen, it can put you in a weird purgatory state where you're playing DayZ but you're also questioning if you should just wait until after the reset until you do what you plan to originally do. It just disrupts things and throws off the flow. Then the next thing is the sound of wolves. I like the wolves, but the second you hear their howls is the second they're coming for you, and in the next few seconds you're going to be surrounded by an aggressive pack. This can range from an inconvenience to a break in stealth to straight up death if you're unprepared. You can run into houses, but they'll usually just wait for you outside, huffing and puffing, waiting to blow. Then we have breaking rules. Many community servers have rules, and that is their right. They pay for the servers, they maintain them, and they decide what does or doesn't happen on them. So if you're looking for a particular kind of experience, whether that be no kill on sight, PvP only, PvE only, or even roleplay, encountering somebody who didn't even bother to read the rules or who just ignores them claiming DayZ has no rules is enough to make you question if World War III is really such a bad thing. Then there are landmines or other such traps. This is another bittersweet one because setting up a landmine is great, but finding them is not always as great. I can't tell you the amount of times I've left an area after placing one only to hear a faint bang in the distance. It's satisfying until it's you. It's like stepping on a Lego, but 1,000 times worse because at least a Lego doesn't break your leg, which is the next thing on the list. A broken leg. There's very little more annoying than breaking your leg, whether it be from the aforementioned mines or an unlucky break in a gunfight. It leaves you lying on the floor trying to scrimp together a splint. Meanwhile, you're vulnerable to everything the world has. And then, when you do repair it, you have to limp. But the absolute worst thing that everybody hates is losing, and to learn how you can stop losing by avoiding certain items, just click here, or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.